Welcome to Aging with Confidence. My name is Bob Smith. I am the owner and founder of Scottsdale Financial Group. We created Aging with Confidence to be a resource to consumers like you who are looking into long-term care insurance. Does it make sense for me? Does it make sense for my family? And typically they have a lot of questions that they need answers to before they move forward. So we have created within our website, which is LTCEDU.com, we have this learning center. And in that learning center, there are many videos we've produced that provide you answers to the questions I've been asked as an advisor from all the people that have come to me for long-term care insurance. So we have ideas, we have solutions, we have answers to questions in our learning center that'll actually help assist you in making that decision. Does long-term care insurance make sense for me and my family? So I would highly encourage you to go to our learning center, again, ltcedu.com. Today we're going to address an opportunity and also a question, and that is, what is a long-term care concierge? What is that? What does that look like? What do they do? I will tell you by experience. Not only have I been an advisor helping people with long-term care for 37 years, I have sold many policies, I have serviced many policies, I have clients every day that call me that have submitted long-term care claims. I get to see what it looks like to actually be experiencing long-term care. I have clients in memory care, I have clients in assisted living, I have clients that are at home getting care. So I actually get to see what it looks like. But I've also had to deal with it personally. I had a grandmother that had dementia for 8 years and watched my mom be a caregiver for her mom, again, for 8 years. What did that look like? I've also had to provide care for my parents. So not only have I been doing long-term care as an advisor, I've actually experienced it personally in my family. And I can tell you there's an opportunity that's available today that wasn't available to my mom or wasn't available to me. And it's something that you see on many of the better long-term care policies today. And that is, a number of these policies offer new consumers a concierge service. So the question is, what is that and what does it look like? So let me explain. If you have a plan that has concierge services, you have a resource. And first and foremost, what a concierge will do for your family is help you develop a plan of care. So I don't know about you, but when I get into my 80s and let's say, for example, my wife needs long-term care services, chances are at age 80, I'm going to be a little overwhelmed and intimidated by that whole process. I watched my grandfather deal with my grandmother with Alzheimer's. What that looked like. If my grandmother fell, he couldn't help her. If my grandmother had all these different prescriptions she had to take, he would forget, did we do that today? Or did we take all of them? What medications do we take? So there's a lot of things that come your way. Scheduling transportation, scheduling medical appointments. It's overwhelming. So what these plans have offered is a concierge service that can actually assist and help the caregiver through this process. So most of us think that our spouse is going to be there to provide that care. But keep in mind, chances are if you're in your late 80s, your spouse may not be able to provide you the care that you need. She knows it, he knows it. It's something that we hope we can do, but in many cases we can't. Or if we have a single person who's an older male or female, and they're depending on their son or daughter to provide that care. Think about this. Your son or daughter is raising a family, probably has a full-time job, may not even live in the same state that you live in. And I think about my daughters, they're young ladies who are raising children and working. They don't have the time to provide me care. And to be honest with you, I don't want them to have the burden of providing that care to me. So what are my resources? I have this long-term care policy, now what? So the better plans offer this concierge service, and first and foremost, they're going to develop a plan of action with your family, the caregivers, For the person who needs the care, they're going to help you provide a plan so you know kind of what this is going to look like. Number two, they can assist you with finding qualified professionals to help the person who has the health challenges. So for example, who do I call for nursing services? Who do I call for physical therapy? All the professionals that would be available to me, because I have a long-term care plan, how do I connect with them? How do I vet them? Who do I know to go to? This concierge can help you with that. In many cases, these long-term care carriers have already vetted a number of facilities and professionals that would be available to you. So they can provide you resources and professionals that can help your parent or help your spouse through the long-term care process. They can also assist you with any questions about your plan or any questions about, is this covered or is it not covered? If I need to get a special piece of equipment for my spouse, where do I go get it? How much do they cost? What are my options? These concierges can actually assist you with that. So think about it. It's almost like, for some of you, you've had a private banker in your life. And the private banker is there for you to help you with anything that you need with banking. A concierge is the same type of person, but it addresses long-term care. So you have one go-to person, one phone number, that if you have any question or any need or any assistance, they're there for you to help your spouse or mom and dad with their long-term care related issue. So again, I have personally experienced it. It's overwhelming. Being a caregiver is a lot of work. And I absolutely adore and love my parents, and I would do anything and everything for them. But I have limitations, and I'm getting older. So, as my mom and dad are in their late 80s now, when they have hospital stays and daily medication and daily doctor appointments, I'm not always available. Well, now I will have a concierge that I can call up and say, can you arrange transportation for my mom to get her to this doctor Tuesday at 10 o'clock? And will this person who drives her also go with her to the meeting, take notes, and provide those notes to me so I can see what happened in that doctor's meeting? I can also have this concierge make sure that there's a person at my mom and dad's house at 5 o'clock every evening to make sure they take their medication. I can also, through this concierge, figure out who would be the right service to prepare meals or to do house cleaning, or again, to take them to the store for shopping, whatever they need. A planned concierge becomes a resource to us who are providing care to a loved one. And don't be fooled. If you would have asked me 5 years ago, I would have said, I'll be there for my wife. And my wife would have said, I'll be there for my husband to provide all his needs. And to be honest, they may not be available. I know for a fact, I see it in my mom and dad. My mom and dad want to help each other, but they're not physically or emotionally or intellectually able to help them with all the needs that the person who's having the health issue would need and a professional could provide. So for those of you that are looking at long-term care for a parent, but you're not local or you're super busy, definitely look into a plan that has concierge services. If you're an adult looking for long-term care and you're in your mid-60s, hopefully you don't need long-term care, and it may be an issue later in life, but you got to remember your spouse is also later in life, and he or she may not be able to provide the care that you need. So look into plans that have concierge services. They become a resource to you and the family to make sure that the professionals and the facilities that you would need to care for that loved one, they can help you find those services, coordinate those professionals to provide services and care for your parents or for your spouse. So again, some of the plans don't offer this. Some of the better plans do offer it. And as a broker, when I'm sitting down with clients and I'm looking at different options for the family that's sitting in front of me, one of the things I look for is, does this plan offer concierge services? It's just built into the plan. I think it's an absolute necessity for any plan that you buy, but there are companies that offer it and companies that don't. So it's a fair question to ask. Ask the person that you're talking to, does this plan provide concierge services and what does it look like? So I think it's a vital part of your long-term care plan. Make sure that you have concierge services. If you have questions, please give me a call. You'll probably have other long-term care related questions. Again, go to our website, ltcedu.com, and go to our learning center. And we're going to present to you all kinds of ideas, opportunities, and education to help you make that decision. But bottom line, if I'm looking into a long-term care plan, I'm hoping to buy a plan that has concierge services. So I wanted to make sure that you better understood what that looks like. So thank you for your time. I hope this has been helpful, and take care.